Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Strawhat Deku here, and today I'm here with my One Piece manga review for chapter 969, titled Fool of a Lord. So before the chapter begins, we get a cover page of Gang Beja's Oh My Family, Volume 18, Gaudi versus the Navy, which shows Gaudi getting basically beaten up by what looks to be a boy band looking member of the Navy. Some people are saying that Justin Bieber vibes, looks like a Backstreet Boys kind of guy to me. But to be honest, that isn't really what we're here to talk about, so let's get into this week's chapter. So this week begins with Oden essentially attempting to cut down Orochi. However, his sword keeps bouncing off of an invisible barrier, which has been conjured by the Biwa playing priest Kurozumi Semimaru, who is actually the current barrier fruit user, which is the same ability that our beloved Bartolomeo is currently using. And again, we see that this barrier that's produced is actually astoundingly strong, like presuming that Oden too couldn't penetrate it in this battle. Orochi scolds Oden, saying that if this was a problem anger and violence could solve, then all the daimyos of Wano would have done it already. Essentially just telling Oden that his way of solving issues here won't work. We also get to see the citizens starting to rejoice outside, saying how they're sure Oden will drive out Orochi and Kaido, which is kind of ironic knowing what hindsight being 2020, knowing what we see. When we return to seeing Oden, we see him getting tricked by Higurashi, who is the old user of the clone fruit, and she has been currently impersonating Oden's father Sukiyaki in order to trick the daimyos and citizens of Wano into believing that he's still alive, or that he is them, because Oden now poses the possibility that did my father actually die. Anyways, though, but Oden asks essentially what they did to his father, which is an interesting point because if he didn't die of illness, they could be keeping him as a hostage or something along those lines, but I'm not 100% sure on my feelings on this point just yet, so I'm going to do some more thinking on it and get back to you guys on what my thoughts are on that. Next, we get to see Kaido's forces moving in, who I assume it must be them because they're the ones who are shooting the poison arrows and they've been seen to use poison weapons before, and that's just to scare off the citizens who are gathering around the capitals and stuff. And then we also get to see a huge flying Kaido like flying around the castle in dragon form. If that wasn't enough to scare off the citizens already, then the extra threat of flying poison arrows must have been enough. So, and then what has to be one of the strangest and honestly most jarring page transitions I can possibly remember in the series so far, honestly, is the switching between a hopeful narrative we get in the one page with Oden looking like he's about to do something to the next jarring image of Oden standing outside dancing like a fool outside the palace with nothing but a loincloth on. It says that he danced, he begged for spare change, and then he finally walked away. The people of Wano who had hope in the idea of Oden being their savior then became angry with him, not just disappointed. Oden would appear in the capital once a week to dance like this for a year, while his vassals became confused and the people of Wano began to hate him. They started harboring a lot of doubts and hatred for him. After a year of this, Oden gets word of the passing of Goldie Roger, and we just get a panel of him crying, running up and down the beach. It says he's wailing and laughing, then wailing, but it's essentially just a panel of him saying Roger lived a wonderful life. Like, what a wonderful man. In year 2 of Oden's return, during his dancing antics and stuff like that, Moria and the Animal Kingdom pirates clashed. So this is when you get the grave of Ryuma being ransacked also at this time, and all throughout Oden apparently still dancing. We get a throwaway panel quickly of Toki reminding Oden that no, she does not want a divorce and that she wants to be with him. Is he just trying to make her mad? And I get that she's supposed to be like the good wife, but I just still feel like Toki's getting the shortchanged in this flashback. I feel like we're not really getting a lot of her, which really makes me believe that we will be seeing her again in the current timeline, or we possibly have. And more about that, I have some theory videos coming. We can get a short panel after that we get a short panel just showing us Old Man Hyo's wife, and she's inviting Oden in for some tea with them. She seems very sweet in the short time we get to see her, and she even tells Oden at one point during their tea that his dancing has improved, which he says, oh, please spare me, obviously knowing she's kind of fibbing with him a little bit, because his dancing obviously isn't the greatest. But after 5 years of this new character style for Oden, Orochi then comes to visit Curry, and this is actually him essentially making his move on Curry. And here he tells Oden that he will be making new weapons for factories in Curry, as well that he took care of Hyogoro by not actually dealing with him himself. He actually gave him to Kaido, so he just assumes he's dead by now, which again, hindsight being 2020, where we are in the future, we know that Hyogoro actually was in prison, he wasn't killed. And just to add salt to the wound for Oden, they tell him that they also shot Hyogoro's wife dead as she clung to his dead body, which is some pretty dark mob-style murders for a One Piece chapter. Sorry, I said to his dead body, I meant she clung to Hyogoro as he was being taken away, and they shot her dead. So this being the straw that broke the camel's back for Oden, he decides this is finally the time to fight back. Whatever had been holding him back for these past 5 years is no longer worth the cost, in that the time has come to strike down Kaido. Which his vassals all say in unison that this is the moment they've been waiting for all these years. Then with a beautiful 2-page spread, we get a march of the Akazaya 9 towards the flower capital. The pages say that, and I quote, "The hour was sunset, the sun crimson red. It shone like flames upon these men heading into battle, and the katanas they wore at their waists burned just as brightly as with life. Afterward, in reference of these red scabbards in honor of their strength and loyalty, people called them the Akazaya 9. Their foe was Kaido. They paid heed to no other. The story of their march is a thing of the past, sadly, and it ends in the public execution of Kozuki Oden. And now, dear audience, let not your eyelids blink, lest not you miss a single moment of what shall be known as the Hour of Legends." I really do like these final 2 pages and like this final 2-page spread. I feel like this will be like one of those panels that people try to get these prints of in person. They try to actually get like them printed off into posters. I feel like this will be one of those iconic spreads that even years down the road we'll look back and people will see this and point to this as one of their favorite 2-page panels. I like it a lot. Sorry, I just like it a lot personally. And it's something, personally, it's just, I'm very curious to receive the full story about like what the real reason behind Oden's sudden character change was. It has to be something significant, or this entire flashback will be lacking a large part of emotional connection that we're supposedly supposed to feel towards Oden's death. Like, it will be sad to see him die, but like when he kind of seems like he was just being a punk for a while, and like obviously there's got to be a deeper reason. He's protecting something, or something's being held over him, whether it's his father or his people's lives, or they claim they'll keep Curry safe as long as he comes and does this dancing thing, he can keep people safe. It's gonna be something along those lines, at least I think. But for now, I'm just gonna do some more thinking about it and continue on. But I don't know, what do you guys have any things about this? What do you think has caused Oden's sudden change in character? Any ideas? Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe on my channel for more weekly reactions and reviews, as well as some new content I have coming up for you guys shortly. I've got some new things in the works for you guys, and I'd really like to get them to you guys as soon as I can. So until next time, it's Strawhat Deku signing off. Stay safe, everybody.
今度はしっかり掴み続けるんだ。離さないよ。